Hey guys, this is Longhorn Arrow. I'm about to fight Ebony Maw. I think it should go better this week than it did last week because now I've got Carnage Tier 2 and Silk Tier 2. Um, Last week I only managed 3 of 5 wins, even though the previous week I got 5 of 5. No further ado, here we go. Not going to provide too much commentary because I've already posted video with the first 3 teams. After that, I'll talk a little more. So, of course, a lot of people get frustrated that their skills get canceled out when Ebony Maw casts his skills. The key you just got to remember is to wait till the skills are finished. Um, for the skills where he disappears, wait until they're finished before you cast your skill. Otherwise, it'll get canceled out. For the one where the red lines that fan out appear, you really just have to run in towards him and hit your skill if you're using Ting Pim. If you're using any other team, then you need to step in between the lines uh, and wait till the meteors or whatever they are pass and then attack. T2 Ant-Man, as you saw, has got such high dodge that he usually doesn't get hit by those falling meteors, but he can get hit by the columns. Alright, next team is going to be Captain Cubed. I definitely recommend that once you guys find your teams to keep working on them, try to get them strong enough so they can take on all world bosses the way I've done. That way you have to work on fewer characters and can really get those characters maxed to their fullest extent without spending a ton of gold and ton of materials trying to rank up different teams for each world boss. There's really only a couple of variations to these teams depending on the world bosses I play. Not much strategy required for Sharon Rogers. Of course, try not to attack until until Ma's skills have completed. But then once you do, with the Tier 2 Sharon Rogers, you should be able to take care of him pretty easily. It's important to use your 3-star shield, not just because it protects you, but also because it accumulates the damage received and converts that into attack energy. So it really magnifies the damage you're going to deal to Ebony Ma with your following 3 skills. So that's why it's best to hit the 3-star, accumulate some hits, and then hit the 5 and 6-star. You got to do all that within a period of about 15 seconds. That's why she's able to beat the world bosses so quickly, is because she accumulates all the damage they are dealing to her, and she turns it back and turns it into her own attack and then hits them with it. Okay, next up is my Loki team. Which is Black Bolt, Loki, and Lash. Energy Strikers. Damage Reducers. So again, this is the first week I'm using Carnage at Tier 2. So I expect having him in as an ally is going to make things go faster, since he's going to be able to deal a lot more damage. But still, the strategy is going to be the same as it always has been with Loki. If you can try to bring Ebony Ma back into the middle of the arena, I find that helps a bit. Makes him easier to You can move around him more easily and sneak up behind him and things like that. Whereas when he's in the corner, you're kind of stuck, and then you're avoiding the columns or those columns of light as well, which is hard to do without getting frozen. So yeah, anything you can do to try to bring him back in is definitely a good idea. So usually that just means running a little bit further away so that he comes after you. Eventually he'll do it. And then of course at the beginning of each phase he moves to the center also. But try not to wait till that happens to bring him over. As long as Loki's shields are up, he shouldn't have a problem getting hit by those meteors, but you will have to be aware that they may be gone by the time the meteors are done. Not they, but the shield may be gone by the time the meteors are done. You can be a little bit reckless because the shields are going to protect you. You see him walking through the columns and really not doing anything to me, but just also be aware that each time you get hit by those, it's one less hit that you can take on your shield. So just be aware you only get eight hits on them. Okay, so now on to the teams that I wasn't able to win with last week, which I expect to win easily with this week, which is my Carnage team. Which is Kingpin, Carnage, and Superior Spider-Man. You may want to use a damage increaser, an all-attack buff. In fact, I'm thinking about doing that right now. I'm just gonna keep the team like this. But definitely, if you have a T2 or have a T1 Carnage, you might want to think about using a damage increaser. I just like the bonuses I'm getting from that team, and I was able to win against other world bosses with that team, so I just kept it. But again, last week I struggled a little bit. So if not for T2 and Carnage, I might have started to adjust that team a little bit. Use Yellow Jacket as a damage reducer, and then Coulson. So now Carnage, his attack is, or the damage he deals is greatly increased with his 6-star, and he also is temporarily invincible when he uses a 6-star, so which is all great. So here's an interesting thing that I'd never realized, and I only figured it out today, and it's sure going to make things a whole lot easier, and actually would have helped me a lot with Alliance Battle if I had realized it previously. But when you cast the 3-star skill, the Camouflage Strike skill, which is this one, you have to actually go pick up the pieces of Carnage in order to gain your health back. So you saw that I went around and picked all those pieces up. That's what's actually gaining your health back. Maybe everybody else knew this, but I didn't. So you can recover a lot more if you run around and pick those things up. If you don't pick them up, then they'll slow down the enemies, but the slow doesn't work on world bosses. Bosses are immune to slow and cold and stun and all that stuff. So you might as well go and pick them up. Alliance battle, maybe you want to leave some of them out there to slow down the goons, but also it's not going to work on the frost beast, so you might as well pick him up when you're fighting him. But yeah, that makes a huge difference now that I'm aware of that. And if I had known last week, I might have actually been able to beat Maw. And really, I just kind of figured it out by accident today when I saw that every time I walked over one, I was gaining more health. So run around and pick everything up, which there are only 2 there, but still I was able to get a lot more health back. Additionally, if the other characters on your team run over those pieces of Carnage, they'll gain health. So keep that in mind when you're trying to heal your other characters. When you're tagging them in to heal them, all they have to do is run over the pieces of Carnage, and they'll gain their health back. So there you go. Job is a whole lot easier now with the Carnage Tier 2. Definitely worth the investment. Next up is a new team that I'm using to fight Ebony Maw. Previously, I was using Star-Lord, Wasp, and Thrut. But last week, I don't think I put it in the video, but last week I struggled with that team as well. So yesterday I used my new Tier 2 Silk against Supergiant, and she made the job really easy, so I'm going to try her out today. If I don't succeed, I may use Proxima Midnight, but I'm really kind of trying out the non-world bosses first. So for the Silk team, I use Elsa for her attack increase, 30% attack increase, and then I'm using the bonus with Angela, which is the bonus comes from Elsa and Angela, and gives an additional all attack boost and additional dodge boost. And that dodge is certainly going to help with all the columns, and it's going to add to Silk's already high. We're going to use physical strikers, Coulson, and Sharon Rogers. Actually, I think we'll do the normal physical attack, which is Coulson and Hyperion and Sharon Rogers. So again, this is the first time I'm using Silk against Ebony Maw. Maybe a little bit of a learning curve here, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. First thing I got to do is pull her shield up, the 3-star shield, and I'm going to use her Now You See Me skill, which is the 1-star. That's not good there. I hit the co-op skill, which broke me free of that. Free of getting frozen. So yeah, again, that's why you want to kind of try to pull Ebony Maw back into the middle, so that you're not so close to those things. When you see those 3 lights like that, you can move in towards Ebony Maw, or you can move outwards. The thing about moving in towards them is that then you can still attack them even though the columns show up. Because Silk is so fast, it looks like she's able to run in very quickly and avoid getting hit. So that's something I can't really do that easily with my other characters, which is definitely nice to have. I have Stark backing on her with a recovery obelisk that gives her about somewhere around 240 recovery rate, 240% recovery rate. That shield is also one of the procs of her obelisk. It's not her skill shield, it's just a special gear shield. Because she has so many skills that are usable, I almost kind of want to say that you don't really have to worry too much about her skill cooldown. And see, I really haven't even been using her 6-star that often, which is generally the one that takes the longest to cool down. So I think you can actually get away with not concentrating too much on her skill cooldown. Now that being said, I do have cooldown in my card sets. We have the Alliance bonus, which is an additional 12% cooldown. So it's not like she has no cooldown. And actually, I think I a little bit of cooldown on her 4th gear, although I started to adjust that a little bit. I was considering putting more dodge on her. Or what is it? Critical rate. I don't remember what the 4th gear is. Be nice to get a heal here real quick, but I think I'll do fine without it. There we go. So the struggles I had last week were not an issue this week, and got him 5-5 pretty easily. Tier 2 Carnage and Tier 2 Silk are definitely a big key to that, so highly recommend getting them with you guys. Tier 2 tickets if you get a chance, and I think you'll do well. Thanks, I hope you enjoyed it.